Just like 2 or 3 times, just in case, because usually the first one doesn't really get it off. Actually, yeah. Okay, so now that, see, it's 2 or 3 times, not bad. Just, you know, once you take off one side, everything just comes off at that point. Oh yeah, there we go. Plantains, not banana. Alright, so we're going to want to this you can build in garbage or compost. You can compost it along with the stems, and you're going to want to cut the plantain at a somewhat of an angle, you know. Always, that's what my dad has been doing for the longest time, and I'm just following in his footsteps. Like a good 45-degree angle should be fine, you know. You can use a whole plantain. Okay, maybe not that one, but you know. Alrighty, so now that our plantain is cut up, you know, we'll take the 2 ends that you're not using. That can also go in the compost. Boop. Alrighty, so you take your pieces and you're just gonna put them in there. Alrighty, these are gonna turn out good. Remember to keep an eye on the plantains too. Don't want those to burn, you know. Make sure the oil is evened out too, so that way they all cook evenly. Alrighty. See, everything's going fine. We're gonna check on our saltfish now. We're gonna also wash our hands because it touched the plantain, even though there's some left. Give me 2 seconds. Some nice soap, you know. Alright. Once you have the you can leave the pots of the pot with the saltfish and the pot with the sweet potato and the green banana. You gotta leave them on high, or you know, as long as they're boiling. I'm gonna turn them down to 7s. We're gonna check on them. You know, after a good 10 minutes, poke the green banana and see if it's soft enough, and the sweet potato. And the saltfish, same thing, 10 minutes. So that way then you re-boil them for another 10 minutes and they should be fine. Alright. Let's check on our plantain, you know, make sure everything's going good. Might need a little bit more oil, you know. Yeah? No, I'm fine. No! I'm doing it fine. You know? See, as you can see, well, you can't see right now. Hold on. Our plantains are already partially done. Look at that. Let me show you real quick. So, you know, as you can, see? Right there. They're looking brown. You don't want them too brown to the point where they're burnt. If they're a little burnt, that's fine. You know? As long as they're still edible. And you take a plate. Okay, any plate. You're going to take some paper towel. You're going to fold 2 pieces. Fold them in half. Put it on the plate like this. And then you're going to put the plantains on there. And to know when the saltfish is done is when some of the water is kind of gone, and if it's still salty, you're gonna have to reboil it. Well, you don't boil the saltfish once, you're gonna boil it twice anyways. So Alrighty, so everything's going good. We're just waiting for everything to boil. This is a very long process, you know. Might want to have some music playing, you know, just get you in the mood. I'm going to poke the bananas with a brand new knife, just to get it soft. So nice. They're still a bit hard. Just a little hard, you know. So we're gonna let them boil a little bit more probably for another 10 minutes. The plantains, the first batch of plantains are done. Okay. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna grab your plate. Okay. And you're gonna make sure both sides are done well. You're just gonna take them out. Put them on the plate. And also a personal preference, you could put sugar, that you can sugar them. It's always been done whenever they were made in my house, and I shall do them now. Just a little, just like a little sprinkle, you know? Also personal preference, depends on what you want. Or even if you want any at all, you know? So we're going to put the last batch of plantains in. Alrighty, so we're going to rewash our hands again. Give the saltfish another 5 minutes to boil, and then I'll dump out the water and then put the boiled water that I have in the kettle. Alrighty. Also, to keep everything warm, you can put it in the oven. There you go. So we're just gonna let these plantains fry, keep them, you know. Wait, let me make it. Show you. Once again, it only takes about like a minute to 2 minutes for the plantains to get brown. Depending on how brown you want them. I don't like mine too brown, you know. Plantains are almost done. Well. So, what's left to make is the rice and the second part of the saltfish. So the saltfish is almost done boiling. Say about another 2 minutes, you know. And then we reboil it again for another 10 to 15. And while that's waiting, we're gonna flip the plantain. Alrighty, so now that the second batch of plantains are done, one of them's not done. Actually, 2 of them are. So we're just gonna let those cook a little bit more. Look at these golden goodnesses, you know? They're gonna taste really bomb, actually. Cannot wait. Alrighty, that's one. And that's 2. There you go. Plantains are done. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take them. I'm going to add more sugar because I love sugar. I just love it. Not too much. We're now going to put them in the oven so that they stay warm. We're going to turn off this burner that the plantain was on. Okay, you're going to wait for the oil to cool down and then pour it. And my mom usually pours in like a can or a cup. just in case we want to reuse it. But now I'm gonna put it on the other burner because I'm just gonna let it cool. Great. So now that we're waiting for that to finish, I'm going to wash the plantain fork and actually no, I'm gonna keep the knives. The knives I still need because I have to cut open the sweet potato and all that. I'm also going to wash the scissors. I'm going to put back the onion, the thyme, and the peppers. Alrighty. Alrighty, turn off the water. We're gonna want to tie back up the thyme, put back our peppers. I'm now going to taste the saltfish just to see, if it's good. Still very salty. So we're now going to dump out this water into the sink. Alrighty, so then we're gonna take the pot of boiling water, fill it up halfway again. Alrighty, we're gonna put this back to boil. I'm gonna turn it back up on high because the water is not necessarily that hot. I boiled it a while ago. We're going to wash this knife because we're gonna need it again. Alright, so my knives are washed. I'm going to put the other piece of lime back. Lime back. Throw out any scraps that you don't need into the compost. We're going to check on the green banana and the sweet potato. They're just about done. Hold on. I'll give it about another 5 minutes, So just waiting on and also don't forget to check on your oil. I don't have a can, so I'm just gonna pour it down the drain. It should be fine. Actually, no. Not going to pour it down the drain. I found a can. Ooh, while I'm waiting for those to finish, I'm going to wash out my pan because I'm now done with it. Always remember to constantly check on your pot. Make sure nothing's boiling, Constantly wipe down your stations, that you keep all the bacteria off. Alrighty, so now that we have the frying pan now washed up, I'm going to dry my hand.